Hi there, it's Medusa, and this is my review for seasons 1 to 3 of The Fall. The Fall was initially released in 2013 and concluded in 2016. I just rewatched, well, I had seen the third season when it came out, but obviously that was a long time ago, so I rewatched seasons 1 to 3, and I really enjoyed it. It was great. I thought it was fantastic. Gillian Anderson from X-Files stars as DSI Stella Gibson, who has been tasked to go to Belfast and help find a killer, who she then realises is a serial killer. And it also stars Jamie Dornan as Paul Spector, who is the killer. And you know this from the beginning. It's not a secret, it's not a whodunit, it's you know who does it. But the police don't know, and it's them finding out and trying to get him. I think that Jamie Dornan he was very good. Like, comparing his acting in this to 50 Shades of Grey, it's unbelievable. The kind of like the way it's different. It's a lot better in here. Gillian Anderson is fantastic, and Stella Gibson is such a great character. The characters were really interesting. The plot is very interesting. There are lots of subplots that you think are kind of like, why are we focusing on this? But they do come into like to action later on. So it's very like it's quite slow paced, but it doesn't ever feel boring. So yeah, I think this is one of the best like cop shows that has been out in the last 10 years, definitely. I thought that the interactions between Stella and Paul Spector were really interesting. They have it's kind of a cat and mouse game. She's trying to get him, he just keeps on trying to get away, and yeah, it's really interesting. I think season 2 was my favourite, because I think there's this is getting into spoilers now, but there is a confrontation in the police officer room, the interrogation room, with Spector and Stella, and I thought it was such an interesting and intense scene when they're having, it's an interrogation and it's just the two of them, and it's just brilliant. Stella is such a brilliant character. There's a couple of characters that, first of all, Katie, the teenager that's obsessed with Spector. Oh my god, I hated her so much. She was the most annoying character in the history of the planet. Literally, I wanted to smack her. I get she was like manipulated or whatever, but still, my god, how stupid can you be? It's a horrible child. Ugh, I hated her so much. Awful. I had no sympathy for her, to be honest. Absolutely none. I forgot to mention this character, DC Farrington. I originally thought I would hate her, but it was actually a really fantastic character, and I thought she was a good person, and I really liked her relationship with Stella, because at the beginning, she kind of is a bit, she doesn't really take one of the victims seriously, but then she kind of just becomes a fantastic character, and I really appreciated it. Even though she was only in the first 2 series, Reed Smith, the coroner who rode on a motorcycle, was really cool, and I really liked her character too. The wife of Spector, I thought in season, because when I originally watched season 3, I did feel sorry for her, but now that I rewatched season 1 to 2, I feel a lot less sorry for her, because she thought he was doing something else illegal, and she didn't report it, and I feel like that's just terrible. So I feel very little sympathy towards her. Also, Jim Burns, the guy that's in charge, I really hated him too. He was awful. Like, he was just such an asshat. And he annoyed me as well. Obviously you don't like the serial killer, you want him to get caught, but it's like a kind of interesting, just the whole concept is really interesting, and just the writing was fantastic, and yeah, I will say, spoilers for season 3, the ending, I was a little bit disappointed with the season 3 ending. Final episode, I didn't feel that after all these seasons, all these episodes, there was a winner, and there wasn't a draw either. Like, it wasn't like a draw. Usually in this, when you've invested 3 seasons and so many episodes, you want there to have a conclusion that feels satisfactory. Or you want to make it that there's another season coming, or there's another season of just Stella. And it doesn't seem to me that they're going to make another season of The Fall with maybe just different serial killer or something, but with Stella. Because of basically the way that it kind of ended to me felt like Paul Spector didn't win. He didn't win the kind of game that was between them. Stella didn't win, but they also didn't draw. Like, there's that scene when she kind of tells him to take responsibility in the interrogation room, which is a fantastic scene. And I think if it had ended there with him going to prison then and like him getting in trouble, that would have been a better ending. Because this whole kind of concept of the kind of the prison that he was in, like the asylum type prison that he was in, and then him causing chaos and then getting himself killed, it felt very kind of, I don't know, like just kind of anticlimactic. It was I wanted more. I wanted a bit more drama, considering like how the season 2 finale ended. I wanted more drama. I wanted a victor, or at least a clear sign of the kind of overall kind of, idea behind it. I wanted either Stella to win, Spector to win, or it to be a very clear draw between the two of them. But it wasn't really. It was kind of just, they just did their own thing. Instead of keeping it like a kind of game between the two of them, they just kind of made it that he went off to do his own thing. She went off to kind of do something else, and then then it's not really like closure between them. Like, you wanted a big confrontation and wanted them to come out victorious, but neither of them really did. Neither of them got what they wanted, really. Well, I suppose he kind of did, but they didn't get it just felt like it wasn't very satisfying as an ending. And I think that's okay when you watch it because you think there's going to be another season, at least with Stella, but there's not. So it's, I don't know, I feel like it should have been more dramatic as the last episode, because it's dramatic, but it's not dramatic in the ways you want it to be. It's not dramatic as in Stella and Spector are both kind of, fighting sort of thing. It's more like there's a confrontation at the beginning, and then it's just the kind of aftermath, and then what someone does in another place. But overall, this is a really good show, and I really recommend it. It's on Netflix right now, and it's probably on BBC as well, iPlayer. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe. If you didn't, please leave a dislike. Thank you for watching. Bye.